Hey, it's Soul, and let's talk about how we're doing. So the channel's been around for like a little bit over a year, but I haven't really gotten kind of semi-serious until around July. So we're looking at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, 7 months or so of me putting in some more serious work into growing this channel. So far, it's doing okay. Like, it's generating money. I'm getting views. I'm getting a flow of subscribers, and all that stuff is good. I think these days I'm putting in like 40 something, maybe 50 something hours a week into producing content. For this week, it hopes to be the second week in a row that I'll be producing a video like every week. And I'm trying to split up the work so it's not like super overwhelming. I mean, there's going to be certain content that takes a little bit more time to produce that goes on one day, and on the other day it's it's easier stuff. So I guess when it comes to like the straight up production work that's coming out of the channel, I'm pretty happy with the flow and how the production amount and the quality has been going up steadily. Thankfully, with Legion's delivery and the kind of steady flow of content that's been coming in, there's almost always something to talk about when it comes to like, hey, this new developer thing had happened, or there was this interview that happened, or hey, here are some patch notes, or here's some new analysis. So there's a good balance. There's a lot of stuff happening. It gives me more to do. That's good. The amount of work though and the output hasn't been quite translating into like the revenue, the subscribers, the views. It hasn't quite been translated into the growth that I wanted. And that's understandable. I mean, WoW is an old and saturated subject. We got a lot of big folks that are mostly running the conversation and setting the tone for what I'll call the vocal player base, or like the YouTube, the YouTube voice is determined by a certain number of people. We're all cool, by the way. I ain't got no beef, alright? And supposedly lately with this whole conspiracy on the YouTube algorithm, like fucking around with things, it's been pretty devastating. Assuming that this whole YouTube thing had happened around November or so, ever since then, my views and the money that I've been making has dipped to, I think, like a fourth or a fifth of what it was previously. And that's pretty discouraging, considering that I'm putting out more content only to see that I'm getting, much less than what I was getting before. And because of that, this is around like December or so, I started to kind of go into a panic. I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? What kind of stuff can I put out? How can I change? How can I make myself more unique? Can I get a niche? Stuff like that. So I've started out on some new initiatives that haven't quite, I've only kind of planted the seed on them. I'm waiting to see what the results of these new endeavors are going to put out. So leaning towards my expertise as a paladin tank, I'm hoping to try to capture that sort of audience. I'm also hoping that my efforts to promote other YouTube channels that are as small as mine or smaller, that's going to be received as like good karma, sort of. Or if anything, that it would get attention that, hey, this is a channel that really cares about the community and wants to see it grow, and I do. But at the same time, a lot of YouTube is about luck and going viral. And the kind of content that I produce isn't really the type that's going to, oh my god, get like 1 million views, because who gives a shit about like the weekly news? That's not gonna get the kind of traffic that someone would hope for. And that's okay. That's not really the point of the news stuff. But I guess part of my hope, and it looks like I'm wrong, part of my hope was that some of the more meaningful video essays where I try to explain certain things and try to balance the conversations, that those would take off within the community. Part of the reasoning of the opinion pieces that I put out is that I really try to balance. Or play devil's advocate, however you want to label it. I try to take these conversations and try to just make sense of them without going into a full-on rant, and yelling and screaming and talking shit on players or Blizzard or whatever it is that I'm talking about. And I guess that's a tough thing for people to get excited about, because I myself don't talk in a super excited way. That's just not me. Like, I was talking just on Friday's news, I said, hey, I'm gonna be talking about the channel, I'm gonna go on a rant about it, and someone had commented saying, don't do that, that's not really you. I'm totally paraphrasing that, by the way. And they were right. That's not me. I don't rant. I don't yell. I'm barely capable of yelling these days. Ah! Or ah! But I have to admit, it gets kind of hard to not want to just vent your frustrations, or speak your mind, speak these kinds of concerns when I've been doing this for a while, and well, I still really like doing it. It's just that there are still things missing on my part. There isn't anything that I can really blame except for myself when it comes to the condition, or when it comes to the status of this channel. The thing is, just like anyone else who sits on this platform, I want more. The scary thing is, if I want to put in a new initiative, if I want to try out a new idea, those things take time. I need to learn things. I need to try things. I might need to buy equipment and things like that. And when it's all said and done, whatever I put out, it might not pan out to anything. That's what this entire endeavor is. It's sort of a risky bet to myself, to see like what lessons are there to be learned, or can I succeed at this and become something great and awesome. Because anyone who has seen my videos from like the very beginning up till now, you'll know from this admission that it's true. I'm not a person of talent at all. At least when it comes to like video production, I don't know squat about YouTubing. I still don't think I know much now. The one talent that I think I have is that I'm very patient and cool-headed, and I try to express that in the views that I have and the work that I put out. And if that's what gets some of you folks coming back to this channel, then sweet. That's something that I've succeed at. Of course, I want to succeed like a lot more, like 50 to 100 times more. To that I need motivation, mostly from myself. But your guys' motivation has helped tremendously. Every like, every subscription, every kind comment, every constructive criticism, all of that's helped. Without you guys, I would still be reading from a script right behind the screen, even though I'm looking at the camera. Without some of the crazy dissenting comments, I wouldn't have been motivated to speak my mind and try to be a balanced voice of reason when it comes to certain opinions about changes and happenings with this game that we all play. Without you, I don't grow, I don't mature, I don't eat. But sometimes it's hard when you look at like the analytics, you look at the numbers, and you see that, hey, this thing that you really like doing, Soul, this thing that you like doing got you $2 today. It got you 45 cents today. Sometimes that really gets you down, even though I prop myself up by saying, hey, you know what? There's a value in doing something that I enjoy. But it's also hard to face the reality of, well, that's not going to keep you fed. That's not going to pay for health insurance. That's not going to put a roof over your head. That's not going to pay for the internet. That's not going to pay for the parts that you're trying to save up for, so you can improve the channel and blah, blah, blah. But this is all internal. This is me thinking out loud. This isn't me going, dude, I need your likes and subs. Please give it to me. Not really. I just wanted to vent for myself. When it comes down to it, while it's going to be you guys, while it's going to be my audience that's going to help me improve, it's going to be up to me to execute. And I have to admit that after 6 or 7 months of this, while I do like doing it, I'm not quite sure how long I can sustain it. At some point, I'm going to have to make the hard call and be like, well, I'm just going to have to get a normal job again. And like my wife and I had already discussed this. I already told her, you know what, that's going to happen. If that happens, if that happens, I'm going to walk into that job day one and I'm gonna fucking hate it. This isn't the first time that I've done something on my own, or try to run my own business, be my own boss, that sort of thing. This isn't the first time that I've done it, and there's a certain awesome value to that. It's not just all talk that you hear from people that try to hype up working on your own or being a YouTuber. There's a certain value and pride in knowing that you come in, you work your however many hours that you do it, and you come out and you can hold something in your hand, or you can show someone right away, hey, you know what, this is what I did today. It's not very different from a tradesman or a craftsman that builds and puts things together, and they can say, yes, you can literally see that is what I did all day today. Not having to be told what to do is extremely, extremely important to me. Of course, that's a burden too, because I can't call out sick. I can't have someone cover for me. Well, I can, but I have to pay money for that. But it's the sense of responsibility, I guess, that's so valuable for me. And right now, my my sense of responsibility is telling me that what I'm doing at the moment is just not good enough. I gotta work harder. I gotta work faster. I gotta work smarter. I gotta produce more of the things that I like producing, but at the same time, find other things that an audience would want to do that I also happen to like producing. That's going to be a journey that I'm going to go down, and for everyone who's been watching these videos and has been subscribing and commenting, I'm extremely grateful that you've been on this journey with me so far. So there's a lot of careful pressure that I'm going to be putting myself under, and hopefully that's not going to cause a sacrifice in the quality or get me sick or burn me out. And that's, you know, that of course is something that that you folks have expressed concern as well. If I'm going to be trying to produce 5 videos a week. There's a musical, if you haven't heard of it. It's called Hamilton, the musical, and you know it's a really big show. That has, to be honest, been a big inspiration for me. Yeah, I stuttered that. It's been a big inspiration for me over the past year. In a nutshell, it's about this guy and his ambitions, and well, I mean, there's some extras to it, like his ambitions had also led to his downfall and all that. But I'm just focusing on just how motivated he was as a person to succeed at whatever it is he was trying to do. He wanted to rise up and become something of greater significance than what he was. He wanted to leave something. He wanted to create something that would outlast him. And I don't know if I want to necessarily do that. I don't know if I want to become like fucking world famous or anything like that. I don't want to be like the next PewDiePie or I don't think I want to be him, but I do want more. I consider myself highly motivated to push for this because if not, then I'm fucked, right? So I'm gonna nerd out for a second. There are certain lyrics from one song that I'm gonna read out to you. I'm not gonna sing them. I do not have enough liquor for that. Maybe I should do like a drunk Twitch stream sometime. So I'm gonna try and read these lines, and well, I guess in a way that describes what's kind of going through my head, or it's describing me in my state of mind at the moment. How do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time, like you're running out of time. Are you running out of time? How do you write like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you write like you needed to survive? How do you write every second you're alive? Every second you're alive. Every second you're alive. That's me right now. Yeah. It's almost this desperation to continue working and working hard and almost overworking myself for the sake of growth. I just want to succeed. I just want to keep going. I just want to push. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be like huge. I just want to make a living doing this thing that I like doing. I don't want to struggle forever. I want people to be like, hey, dude, that soul guy, he's got something to say. I like what he's saying. You know, I want to share, you know, what kind of things he's saying. Or it's like, hey, you know, that soul dude, he gives like kind of a balanced look at this thing. I want to see what he has to say about it. Or like, hey, that soul so breezy guy, you know, he did another tanking video about like this one raid encounter. Let's see what he's got. Maybe he's got some good thoughts or a strategy. Or like, hey, my head's been drowning in like Trump bullshit for the past week. What about WoW? Hey, let's see what I missed. I think Soul's got something to say about it. So I guess that's kind of the direction. I want to try and push to fulfill needs. I want to find what sort of subjects or gaps there are in the World of Warcraft that could fill that need. I guess I want to find out what spaces can I fill. You know, what needs can I create and fill, if that's possible in a 12-year-old game. I want to fight off and confront my weaknesses as a creator. I mean, I've been recognized a number of times for having a soothing voice, for sounding calm and you know, something like that. But I want to do more than that. I want to make people like laugh or feel inspired, or, you know, rile them up a little bit, just in not like an angry way, or where I don't have to yell and rant and bitch about stuff in order to get people into action. These are things that you can help me improve on, and I'm not asking for any extra work on your part. Just continue to like or subscribe or give comments and feedback, because I don't want to go anywhere. Actually, now that I think about it, Actually, now that I remember it, which is also kind of an indication of its sadness, I really need to work on the Twitch stream. I know some of it is about the timing and the schedule. I know the biggest part of it is that it's boring and that I'm not talking. Who knows, maybe I'll try a whole series on my adventures of trying to be a PvP prop paladin. Yeah, that's who knows? Maybe it'll work. Maybe people will watch it. But you can expect a couple things in the next few weeks or so. Maybe some small changes and additions. You can probably expect a Patreon to go up. That I hope to not like really try to push or announce it too hard. It's just going to be up there for people who really want to try and support the channel. These are things that I'd super appreciate, but I don't want to push it. Like, I don't know how to balance that. Like, I don't want to be pushy, but I obviously need the money, or I can obviously use the money to help the channel grow and survive. So I guess it'll be there for people who want to. You can support the channel in all sorts. It's going to be like, so you can support the channel in all sorts of ways. Watch stuff, like stuff, share stuff, donate. Any of those things will help. At least it should. I'm hoping that putting something like that up isn't a total insult to people. Or I'm just overthinking it and I should have put it up like months ago. Whatever. Anyway, in like a few hours, I'm supposed to do another Palcast, which, yay, I got it done in like, the last day of the month. But, oh well. So hopefully that'll be successful and I can get going and I can get that out for the next day. See, that's how I'm like saving some time and putting out content. Haha. So I guess that's my rant, so to speak. Yeah, I guess actual yelling and bitching is just not in my character. But thank you guys for listening. Stay breezy.